So I just got back from the grocery store and might as well show you guys what I got. It's nothing really that you wouldn't expect. Other than this is not really for me. It's just some flour for the mother. So put that away. So I just got some ground beef, guys. It's just for meal prep for the next week. So I've been it really depends how much I eat per week. It kind of fluctuates, but I tend to do 2 packs, and the packs are, this is a kilogram each, uncooked of course. And then I do a second cook for the week, so I do another 2 packs sometimes, or a big pack and a little pack, so I guess a pack and a half. So I'm doing a pack and a half this time for the second cook. It kind of worked out to where I'm not gonna have to actually do my meal prep till one day later. Like I typically prep Sunday, but this time I'm prepping Monday. So if I prep Monday, it leads me to think that, honestly, I might not even have to do a second prep this week. I'm thinking I might just have to do one, just do one this week, which is kind of cool. So I'm just gonna stick that in the fridge. Because usually when I meal prep, it lasts me a good 4 days, really. Obviously it depends how much beef I eat, but on average, about 4 days. So if I prep for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I might just eat different foods for Saturday, Sunday, just to change it up. And then this might be the beef for the next week, and then I'll just get a second set of beef, but this time half the amount, because I just have to prep for the next round, basically. So yeah, there's that. So there's actually something I wanted to cover. So I just got back from the grocery store, obviously, and I just quickly stopped by the gym before, and I just did a little bit of cardio today. I still want to be a little bit active, move around a little bit, even though my sciatic is bugging me a little bit. I still want to kind of just be a little bit active, and nothing that would flare it up too much. So a little gentle incline walk, nothing too high, nothing too fast, and not too long either. Just around 30 minutes was perfect for me. So that's what I did, and that was good. And then I just swung around to the grocery store after. I'm gonna have a light meal here. Just gonna do some potatoes and some steak. I'm gonna heat up the steak actually. I'm gonna spit up my gum here. I'm gonna do the steak on the pan. I don't want to microwave the steak because that's just gonna flat out ruin it. So I'm just gonna heat that low and slow on the pan. Just kind of curious how much steak is actually in here. 160 grams of steak, about what I estimated. And I'll do about 200 grams of potatoes. I want to keep this meal kind of light. I mean, I did have kind of a bigger breakfast, if I might say so myself. And I just want to keep this next meal kind of light because we're doing a barbecue. And I want to eat a good amount of the barbecued food. So we're actually going to have some homemade burgers. So you guys are going to see we made them out of lean ground beef. And we added some veg and some spices and stuff like that into there. So the actual weight, it happens to be that one of them weighs 100 grams cooked. So I just put 200 grams. If it's a little bit under, a little bit over, it doesn't really matter to me. I just know I'm within the ballpark of where I should be. Hopefully this lighting is good. Sometimes I know it's a little bit dark, but yeah, so I'm gonna do those 2 burgers and then a chicken spinach sausage or something like that. And so that's gonna be a bit of a bigger meal, but I kind of want to do that because we're firing up the barbecue, and the barbecue food tastes so good and it's gonna be fresh. So I kind of want to eat a little bit more of it. And that's kind of a good technique that you guys can use. Not every time that you have an off-plan meal do you need to go over your calories. I mean, you could go over them a little bit, but just you don't have to binge. You don't have to go super high over your calories. You can still have an off-plan meal, barbecue and track your food and still hit your calories, but you might have to just save a little bit more calories for later in the day. If you want to go full on intermittent fasting style, that's really up to you, but you don't really have to do that. Just still eat throughout the day, but save just a greater proportion of calories than you typically would for that meal, because you know you're going to eat like a little bit more food and potentially like not as diet friendly food. So you know, you don't have to go over your calories when you're having like off-plan meals. So you don't have to like say, you know, I'm going out to the restaurant, since I'm having a meal that's off my plan, like screw it, I'm just gonna binge tonight. Like, you don't have to do that, guys. Like, go on the restaurant, check the site, see how many calories the meal is, and then if it's a higher calorie meal, which it most likely will be because restaurant meals are not really super low calorie, then you just eat a little bit less throughout the day, save a little more calories for dinner or whatever meal it is, and then just use that as a way to stay on track. You know, obviously there's something to be said for, you know, is it fully accurate what they're posting, but even the foods that you're tracking, like, are you 100% accurate? Like, obviously you'd be a little more accurate tracking at home, but as long as you're in the ballpark, guys, of like where you should be, like calorie wise, like things will balance out over time. There's a huge difference to when you go like, oh, I'm going out for like a meal at a restaurant. Since it's a different meal, like screw it, I'm just gonna come home and eat like a whole box of cookies and a big, you know, like sandwich or something like that. Like, you could have just had that meal, potentially gone a little bit over, and you would have been in so much of a better place in terms of like continuing to lose weight, if that's what your goal is. But that's what my goal is for this series, at least. So that's kind of my focus. So just keep that in mind. So a little bit of a lighter meal, but it's nice and filling. Like, it's a good chunk of steak. It was a massive steak. I had half of it yesterday, and I'm just gonna have the other half now. And then probably in like 3 hours, we're gonna have barbecue. And yeah, that'll be pretty sweet. But that's something, I don't know about you guys, but it took me a while to get over that mindset of where if you go over your calories slightly or have an off-plan meal, that you don't just say screw it and binge. And just trust me, guys, like, staying on track is so much better. It just feels better mentally, and it makes a difference over time. And that reminds me of like another thing. Like, if you have like, say like 2,000 calories per day, which by the way, I haven't really told you guys how many calories I'm shooting for. It's really anywhere from like 18 to 2,000. Some days I'll dip as low as 18, but on average it's like 1,900 that I'm aiming for to lose weight. Cause I don't do a ton of cardio. So, and that's a good amount of calories for me to kind of not feel super hungry with the meals that I'm having. And then also I have, one day a week where I don't really track. I'll still like eat the same kind of foods that I eat. I'll still have like 3 meals or 2 meals and a snack, and then I'll have a cheat meal on the fourth meal, I guess, the 4th time I eat for the day. And I didn't really show you guys that this weekend. I'll show you that next week, so that'll be kind of interesting for you guys to see. And yeah, so, oh yeah, like what I was saying, if you eat 2,000 calories a day and you for some reason go out, let's say you got a date or something like that, and you go grab like a donut with a girl or something like that, and you end up going 200 calories over your diet, guys, you can just stop at the 200 calories over, and that would not really affect your body that much. It's when you go over and you have that mentality where you say, oh, I've already gone over, so like, screw it, the diet's messed up for the day, and you end up binging, eating like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 calories. That's when it affects you. And that took me a while to get over, because trust me, guys, you're not alone on that. I used to do that all the time. It was a tough thing to kind of get rid of, and I wouldn't say it's fully gone, but I would say for the most part, thankfully, I don't really do that anymore. And it's something that you got to work at, something that you got to practice, just stopping eating, even though you've gone just a little bit over, and then just don't eat, feel how that feels. Like, you're going to be tempted to keep going, but if you just stop one day and you don't go over, and then, you know, the day passes, then you wake up the next day, you're like, wow, like, I could have stopped, like, I didn't need to keep going. And once you just do it once or twice, like, it's just like anything else, it's practice. Like, you kind of get used to shutting off that feeling, and you're used to kind of like dealing with that desire to have more, but then you can restrain yourself. It's a weird thing. It's tough mentally, but the only way to overcome it is to do it, and to try, and to just do it. You got to make the choice to want to do it. So with that said, guys, I'm gonna enjoy this barbecue, not go over my calories today. I'm gonna just have a smaller meal so I can have more calories later. And that pan definitely is sizzling up. So I'm just gonna get chopping here, and then get it going, and then I'll post all the meals for the day, guys, so you can see what I had. And hope you guys enjoy. We gotta just keep cranking out these videos, keep the consistency up, get really lean. That's my goal. Do a lot of fat loss, get lean, but stay lean. So really make this a lifestyle. And once I start getting a little bit leaner, I'll show you guys, or I guess it doesn't really matter if I'm leaner, but I'm gonna start showing you guys some posing, show you guys what the physique looks like. So that way, you know, you can see what I'm looking like, motivate you guys, you know, to keep going too. I am 100% natural, so I'm not gonna be a very, very big guy. I don't know if I have a very impressive physique, but you know, it's what we're working with. So yeah, I'll show you guys some posing eventually, so you can, you know, enjoy that. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.